Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing some really easy DIYs. I did actually go thrifting a while back and I picked up some wonderful pieces to DIY and I'm so excited for that. I also had a couple pieces at home that I wanted to go ahead and update just a little bit. So these are very beginner friendly. I'm inspired by some high-end pieces that I hope to recreate and create really similar looks. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I will be starting off this DIY video with this beautiful thrifted little vase. It was for $1.99 and when I saw the shape of this little vessel, it really reminded me of the ones they're selling now at Target, by the Threshold in the Studio McGee line, and I love the shape, I love the texture, I love the color. So that is what I'm going to try to recreate. I'll be using some baking soda as well as this warm buff color. I think this is the closest color I could find to really match those Target vases. So I'm going to start by combining my paint and my baking soda together, mixing it very well until it's well incorporated, and well, that's going to give me that little texture. But of course, when you buy thrifted things, make sure you clean them off, wipe them off, make sure they are good to go. Once my little vase is dry, I'm gonna go in with about 2 coats of paint on this vessel. Now this vessel was already looking kind of cute, but it was giving me more of that gray look, and I'm not into the grays anymore. So I'll be taking this around the vase, and I do believe I painted this about 2 coats. About 15 minutes later and 2 coats later, I am adding some more paint, some more baking soda, and this time I am bringing out my black pepper and I'm just trying to create that texture. And let me tell you, it gave me the texture. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this and incorporate it very well, and since I have a wonderful base already, I'm just slapping this coat of paint right on top, making sure I get those pepper on top, and I really love this. I thought it added a similar look to the ones from Target for just a fraction of the cost, and I have used pepper in so many of my other DIY projects. I just love the texture, and no, it doesn't come off. It is on there like glue. And to really finish off this vessel right here, after it's all dry, I'm taking a paintbrush and I'm lightly brushing some lighter color on top just to create some color and dimension. And boy oh boy, did this little technique right here really make this vase come to life. This next DIY is this cutting board. I use it only for decoration and something stained it. I'm not sure what it was, but since this is not used for food, it is mainly decoration purposes in my kitchen. I'm gonna go ahead and come in with this antique wax. I'll have it linked down below, but I absolutely love this color. It is so beautiful. It really brings out the grains of this board, and I will say that I did put on a little too much. A little bit goes a long way, but no worries. I did go ahead in the end and wipe everything excess off, but this is such a beautiful color. Again, if you are staining something that you're putting food on, you want to make sure that it is safe for food, you know, things like that. But since this is only for decoration purposes, this antique wax did just the trick, and it is the most beautiful color. It looks so beautiful in my kitchen with all of my decor. Up next, I'll be working on this picture frame that I thrifted for only a couple of dollars, and it is so beautiful. It has the most beautiful wooden frame around it. It really looked similar to the Studio McGee one. I love the frame, but what I really loved is this little print from Pottery Barn. But I was not going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that, so I'm going to marry the two together. I am going to start off by taking off the glass that is around it. I don't want to add any glass. I'm not a fan of the look. It's honestly a little bit dirty. I couldn't wash it off, so that is gonna go, as well as this little insert that it originally came with. What I ended up doing was going on Etsy. I bought this little bundle of prints, and this was only a couple of dollars, and it was so beautiful. I got it printed at Walmart, and so now I'm gonna decide where I want to put my print, if I want to include more of the darker colors, if I want to include more of the sky. And after playing around with it for a little bit, I did decide I want to include more of the sky, since it is more of a bright and airy look, and I'm loving it. I think it is so beautiful, and it's just perfect for this frame. So I'm taking my X-Acto knife, use scissors, whatever you got on hand, cut it to size, and we're gonna start by assembling this back into our picture frame. I am assembling this picture back the way it's supposed to be, but I am not including the glass or the plastic that was above it. I'm really loving the matte look, and I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna put that back in there. But my picture is looking so beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and actually secure it with some tape. This is really easy to do, and this also allows me to switch out my prints throughout the seasons if I do want to do that. So I'm really loving the combination of this frame with this picture, but what I did not end up liking was the shine. It kind of gave off, it looked like a photograph, and I wanted to look more of a painting. And if you've seen my other DIYs, then you know I love to put Mod Podge on my prints to make them look like they were hand painted. And for this specific one, I thought, you know what, instead of painting it all in Mod Podge, I'm just gonna kind of outline the details that I wanted to outline. And I will say that I did not like that look. It was just not for me. So what happened is I ended up going back and Mod Podging over this entire picture, and I really did love that look. So if you like to have little outlines of things, then just go ahead and outline everything. But if you're like me and you like everything to look hand painted, just go ahead and paint all over it. Up next, I don't even know if I can call this DIY, but I'm including it in this video anyways. I did go ahead and thrift some of these beautiful coffee table books, and well, the cover doesn't really match my home. There's a lot of oranges, a lot of reds in this cover, and it just does not work for me. So all I'm doing is taking the binding off of the book, and it revealed this beautiful cream and brown kind of cover, and it's so beautiful. It looks so beautiful in my home. So I don't know if you want to call this a DIY or not, or a hack, but go thrifting, look at the binding inside, and this is such a great way to decorate your home on a budget. These were only $1.99 each. Way cheaper than regular coffee table books. And certainly last but not least, I thrifted this piece right here. Now, I think I realized that this was a trash can after I got home, but nonetheless, whether I use it for a vase or a trash can, I do want to go ahead and make it over. This picture right here was my inspiration. It has some beautiful beiges and whites, and I thought that I could try to recreate it. And before I do anything to this piece here, I want to make sure that I wipe it clean, there's no dust, there's no dirt on it, and then I'm going to come in with some sanding paper or a sanding block just to kind of rough it up a little bit so my paint has something to stick on. My piece is sanded down and wiped down, I'm coming in with this desert tan acrylic paint, and this is a beautiful beigey yellow color. It doesn't differ that much from this original one. It is a slightly lighter, but this is such a high coverage paint. It covered all of the pictures, everything, and I highly recommend this paint if you really want to cover up some old prints on your objects. I painted this piece about 2 coats, even though 1 coat did such a great job. I did go ahead and do 2 coats on this. After about 2 coats, it's looking something like this. It is fully covered, you can't see a print on it, nothing. So to achieve the look, I am coming in with this white acrylic paint as well as some baking soda just to add a little bit of texture. I'm going to mix that all up, and I'm coming in with my big brush, and I will be brushing this white all over this little vessel here. Now I'm not fully covering this in white. I'm making sure to leave some of that beige peeking through just to make it look something like similar to my inspiration photo. And before the white has a chance to dry, I'm coming in with my warm buff, and I'll be using a paper towel to dab some of this on this little vase right here. I did not really like how it turned out, so I thought by adding some more texture and some color variation, it would be a little bit more interesting. And let me tell you, this really did transform the look. So this technique is very forgiving. You can dab on as much as you want, as little as you want. You can wipe it off, you can add more onto it. And I love to use this techniques with all of my DIYs. It's just so fun to do, and it really does make this piece look like it's made out of rock or out of stone. I hope you enjoyed today's video, got some ideas on how you can update some thrifted items or how you can update some items that you've already had at home. These are very easy. I hope you do give them a try. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.